Hello, good evening. I welcome my friends, family, enemies, and haters all alike. I pray the Lord bless you, and I pray that the Lord gives you ears and eyes to hear and see. You know, in this episode of On the Level, I want to talk to you about something that I went through today that I wasn't expecting. Maybe some of y'all can relate to this. Um, if you know my backstory a little bit, you might know about this a little bit more, but I had went to a Celebrate Recovery meeting. I had met a gentleman up at the local watering hole, and what I mean by that, here in the desert, we have places where we can go and buy distilled water and filtered water for drinking. And he caught my attention, and I caught his attention. We both kind of looked at each other, said hello at the same time, and turns out we had a lot of similarities. He was in the asphalt paving business, and so have I. Uh, kind of am. Got one foot in and one foot out. But he was a part of this church down the road from me that I have not been to. And on Tuesday nights, which I'm filming this on Tuesday night, they have a meeting that's Celebrate Recovery. It's like AA or something like that. And I said, well, I'd like to attend that. I'd like to go to that. Come on down. He gave me his phone number and everything. Heck of a nice guy. We talked and visited. Well, I've never met a stranger. Um, I'm a people person. And long story short, I was really surprised and blown away by how this went for me. And maybe you might be struggling with this yourself. I just want you to know you're not alone. I'm a people person. Um, at my local church before I moved where I'm at, I was an usher. I meted and greeted, and obviously I I fellowship and sponsor and counsel people quite regularly, and I'm telling you that because I'm comfortable around people. I belong around people. I love to interact and engage with people, but I haven't seen my children for a couple years, and I've been living with some family here for the last couple few years, which I've lived on my own, had my own place ever since I've been 16. I'm 43 now. So I'm used to being independent and um, mixing with people, large gatherings and whatnot. Well, lo and behold, I get dropped off at the Celebrate Recovery, and I mean, there must have been 300 people there. And it was a beautiful event. I mean, it was set up really, really nice. If the Lord ever calls me into having a church or being a part of something like that, I mean, it was almost picture perfect. There was about 250 to 300 people, and there was all ages from children in diapers all the way up to teenagers, young adults, all the way up to older people. And I had got dropped off there. And I mean, at 6 o'clock, they they fed everybody. They was having a dinner, and it was pizza tonight. And everybody was sitting at their tables, and everybody knew everybody. I mean, you could tell this was a really tight knit family church, even though it was a large, what I would call a larger church. 300 people at a AA meeting or Celebrate Recovery. That's quite a gathering, and the mix of age was wonderful. When things tonight, they was going to have a big meeting for the adults, and later the the teenagers and the children had their own area that they were going to. But with all that said, you know, I was overwhelmed. I really was. I walked up. I got a, oh shoot, I thought I had the pamphlets here in my back pocket. I must have took them out in the truck. But I was overwhelmed. You know, I walked out and they had a little couple booths set up. They had booths set up all over, actually. And I got some pamphlets on what was going on. And it was a great event. But I was overwhelmed. And it really surprised me. Um, being a person that's comfortable around people and gatherings and whatnot, church, I was just very uncomfortable. I think a lot of it was to do with me missing my children so much. It was people that were in recovery for alcohol and drugs, but you could tell there's like 99% of the people there. Their families were together, their children were there with them, and I just felt so out of place. I walked in, I got a cup of coffee, and um, said hello to a couple people, and I just felt so out of place. I ended up booking out of there. I ended up sneaking off with my tail tucked between my legs, and was ashamed about it. Really feel bad about it because there was a big move of God there, and it was a really wonderful thing that they were doing. So I want you to know that, me doing YouTube videos, which I hardly get any views. I've had a hard time getting my channel going. Just know that you're not alone. Um, I'd like to say that I would have felt better around a rougher crowd. um, you know, if it would have been a rougher crowd, I might have felt a little more at home. It was just all the kids and not knowing anybody. But again, I'm not a stranger to any situation. But if you're having problems in that way, just know that I understand here it on the level, and I'm keeping it on the level with you because I want you to know that a lot of us are facing these challenges. Um, not only just with alcohol and drugs and maybe trying to find the Lord. Um, maybe we've become a little reclusive, and I just want to encourage and inspire you that, and be truthful with you that these things will pass. Um, Apparently, I have some more things that I need to work on that I wasn't aware of that really uh, shined a light on my eyes. So I want you to keep me in prayer, on that. Um, I want to say a couple Bible verses out of Proverbs 8. Listen, for I will speak noble things. This is chapter 8, verse 6. Excuse me. Listen, for I will speak noble things, and the opening of my lips will reveal right things. For my mouth will utter truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the utterances of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing crooked or perverted in them. They are all straightforward to him who understands, and right to those who find knowledge. Take my instruction and not silver and knowledge rather than the, take my instruction and not silver and knowledge rather than the choicest gold, for wisdom is better than jewels, and all desirable things cannot compare with her. Um, I want to say this. I want to keep this under 10 minutes. Know that you are worth it. Know that you are worthy. You are a valuable person. In the kingdom, we are kings and queens, princes and princesses in the kingdom of God. And the destroyer is a liar. It's poison and lies. And just know that um, if you're around people that are speaking bad over you, speaking poison over you, you're never going to change, or you might even have people in your family, or you're never going to stop doing this, or you're never going to stop doing that, and they want to label you. That's the enemy using them to deceive, to try and deceive you, and they might not even be aware of it themselves. Um, you know, one of the first things we have to do, if you've been through any trauma or substance abuse or betrayals, or you've walked in the flesh and walked in the ways of the destroyer, is that, or maybe you've been a bad person. You know, one time I wasn't a very good person. I was a hurt person and a broken person. Know that first you have to forgive. You know, usually with alcohol and substance abuse, there's some type of betrayal, trauma, or past hurt that keeps you in the deception that you're trying to cover up. So first, forgive those that that have hurt you. Um, Forgive those that have offended you. And the second thing is to start healing. You got to forgive yourself. Know that you're worth it. And once you forgive yourself, forgive those who don't love you back. And you can start on the road to healing and seek Jesus. You know, you got to stay seeking Jesus. Well, you know, I'd like to hear what you have to say. If you have anything to add or subtract, um, type it on the line. You know, we're all about communication here. I try and answer everybody. You know, my other platforms are much bigger. YouTube's been real hard getting going. But my Facebook, my TikTok, my Instagram, you know, I have thousands of followers on that, and I have much broader audience there. But I want to do this YouTube thing. So give me a thumbs up. You know, if you resonate with this, um, just know that it's going to be all right. And you know, you see me here on the other end of this camera during this episode, that I go through things too, and I struggle through things too. And the best example I could be is to be truthful, honest, and brutally honest with you and testify. So we love you. Let's keep it on the level with God. Let's keep it on the level with His people. Let's keep it on the level with ourselves, so we can try and do the first two. Till next time. Bye for now. Keep your head up. Keep moving forward.